Now with any video editing project, obviously you have to bring files into the video editor, and in Filmora, as I suppose it is in pretty much any video editor, it is actually quite simple to bring the files in, or what is commonly referred to importing media files. So you may have already figured out that all you need to do is just click on this icon here, and this will begin the process of bringing the files in that you want to edit. Now within Filmora, there's actually quite a few ways of doing this. I think there's about 5 or 6. So I'll quickly run through them with you. So first of all, I'll get rid of this. So that's step number 1. You can just click on this icon here. You can also hold down Control and press I on your keyboard. And I think on an Apple computer, Control is the command key, but don't hold me to that because I've never really owned a Mac or an Apple product or anything like that. But I think it's the command key. Another way is just to come up to File here, and then you can click on Import Media, and we have Import Media Files here. Another method is to come to this drop down here, and it's very similar to what we just looked at just a second ago. We have these 4 options here. So needless to say, there's quite a few ways of bringing files into Filmora. But anyway, as a first step, I would like you to do this. Just click on this icon here, and within the project files, I would like you to navigate to the wildlife folder, and basically just click, hold and drag over all of these files here, and then click open. Now once you have your files in here, there's a few things you can do just to manage them a little bit better. So starting with this icon here, we have 3 options. So we first of all have the view option where we can choose how large we want or small we want our thumbnails to be. So at the moment it's set to small, but if you've only got a few files, then maybe you'd want to put this on the large setting. And then also you have these 2 options here. So we have group by, so you can group by date created and camera name, etc. But one of the options I find quite useful, and I usually have it on this setting anyway, is just having duration ticked and then having this in ascending order. And with this like this, I know that the top clip is going to be the shortest clip. So if I just hover over this clip here of Caterpillar video number 5, the clip is 6 seconds long, I can see that. And if I come to the last clip here, which is the sunrise/sunset, it is 14 seconds long. So I find that pretty useful. Now if you have a whole load of clips in your project panel, and this area here is called the project panel, and you know the name of the video, and you're trying to find it somehow, you can quite easily just come to Search Media, type in your keyword and press enter. And if the file's in here, it will show up. Now to go back to the way it was before, what you have to do is you can just X this here. And as you can see, it doesn't actually go back to its former setting. What you have to do is just click on shared media, and then come to project media and click on this. And then everything will be restored. So when it comes to importing, there's a few other options when it comes to, well, importing. You can come to this drop down here. You're already familiar with this one here, just importing media files, which is what we've just done. But you also have import a media from a media folder. So if I were to click on this window would show up, and obviously you would just navigate to the folder that you would like to import into Filmora. So here is the Filmora project. And basically I can just click on wildlife, and if I were to click OK, I've never really done this before, maybe it would reload all of these clips. But if the project panel was empty, then I suppose all of the clips within this wildlife folder would just get imported into the project panel. But I don't need to do that, so I'll exit that there. And then there is importing from a camera or a phone. So earlier I just experimented with this by putting my DSLR camera into my computer just to see how this works, because I've never really done this before with Filmora. And I basically just got this screenshot of what it looks like. I had to do this because it was conflicting with my microphone, so I couldn't actually click on this option and record at the same time, funnily enough. So anyway, here's the screenshot. All you'd have to do is just choose your device. All of your files would load up, and you can just choose which files you want to import from your device, and then click import or /OK or whatever the main button is. Then finally you have import with auto highlight. I'll click on this, And what I can do is I can just click on import and I'll just choose one of these files. Let's just go for the giraffe video and I'll click open. And here we have this drop down. Now it says, sorry, there is some defaults here. We have the 15-second TikTok video, 60 seconds for YouTube Shorts. So these by default would trim the video to the first 15 seconds, while this TikTok one would do that anyway. And then we have the YouTube Shorts would obviously cut the video down to 60 seconds, the first 60 seconds. But obviously that's not really relevant here because the video is only 12 seconds long. But what I can do is I can click on custom, and let's say if I just wanted the first 6 seconds of this video, I can get rid of that one there and put 6 seconds in here, and I'll click extract. I'll let it do its business, and straight away the file has gone into the video editor here. So this is something we'll visit later on in the course. But for now, I'm just going to select all of these clips and I'll press delete. Now, one last thing, if you want to preview any of these clips, all you have to do is just double click on one of them and it will preview here in the preview window on the right. So the next thing I want to cover can make or break your video editing experience, and that is just making sure you have the right settings set for your preview window. Now my computer's pretty decent, it's pretty up to date, and it can run some quite large files and quite a large number of them at the same time as well. So I can set my preview window to full if I wanted to, but typically I would just leave it on the half resolution, so that it really does run quite smoothly. So depending on how powerful your computer is, you may want to set this to a setting that best suits your computer so that you can get the best video editing experience. And all I did there to get rid of it was just click at the top of the timeline here and it will go away. Okay, so that's just a basic overview of how to import your media files into Filmora. So now we're going to move on and we're going to start covering this area here, which is known as the timeline. And I suppose this is where all of the magic happens. So I'll see you in the next tutorial.